Hello, sentient beings. Welcome to The Spiritual Alchemist with your host, me, Marvin. And I would like to talk to you today. This is pretty much like part 2 of the laws. So I talked last time about the laws of polarity and the laws of rhythmic vibration. And today I'll talk about the laws of balancing energy and as well the laws of impulse. But before we get started, I'd like to tell you what is coming up for us as well. So I will be introducing a series of the elementals, so like fire, water, ether, and earth for meditation as well, so that we could become more familiar with those elementals that are around us and as well that we're made of. And I will talk about as well some of the disturbances and obstructions that we might have as well, and giving some remedy and as well maybe some nutritional thought to that as well. So without further ado, let us talk now about, first of all, the laws of balancing energy. So with the laws of balancing energy, the action, we just need to remember that the action of one single person always has an effect on the whole. So no matter what happens out there in the world, it does affect the collective. And so that action from that single person is also, like I was saying, collective. So everything has a cause and effect. So we'll talk more about that cause and effect, but if you would imagine, for example, a pond or a lake, and to throw a stone. So throwing one stone into that lake will have a ripple effect. So we have that body of water that's whole, but we could also think of drops of that water as well being single, and that whole body being affected by this one single stone that was thrown into that lake. So it's affecting everything. So chance is a name, for the law which is not recognized. So there are many planes of causation as well. But nothing can escape that law. So on the mental plane, causes are set into motion before manifestation forms realities. So we can think of things to cause that action. All the power to affect change lies on that plane as well. So we as human beings, our consciousness moves from the plane of effects to the plane of causality in order to comprehend that causal factor, of conditions which are collectively manifesting in life. So we manifest on that plane as well. Only then will we as humanity, be able to co-create the shared reality on a conscious, rather than on an unconscious level. So it's important for us to know consciously what we are doing to balance our energies. I recommend balancing the chakras. That could come in many different forms, from things such as yoga, reiki, meditation. All of these things can help to balance and to relax us, our bodies, our physical form, and as well our energies within. Now, the law of impulse is different. With the laws of impulse, many of our impulses can be consciously recognized. So if I'm hungry, if I'm thirsty, if I'm sneezing, I consciously recognize those. But it is also recommended not to obstruct those. So sometimes when we're about to sneeze, we might stop it and catch ourselves. That's an obstruction, which then could be a result of having wind issues. So that circulation of wind, I'll speak about that as well, with different obstructions like wind, bile, and phlegm. So I'll talk about those in my next video. And we have to learn, to concentrate and listen to our innermost impulses. That takes a little bit of work, but we, of course, can do that. And if we're not living, out our impulses, we are closing in on our dark side, which some might know it as the dark night of the soul. So that comes forth for us. Thereby, giving more energy to that side, which could be dismantled at a later time once we look at it to see what those issues might be. So once that has acquired a large amount of power, then we're confronted, with its contents affecting our living situation, resulting in sickness, sorrow, grief, and so forth. And we often forget that we are the creator of that situation, and that we also have that power to, as I said earlier, dismantle it, take it apart, and to investigate and to bring us back into that wholeness. Know that the universe is holographic and that it is self-similar across all of those scales. Also know that there is masculine and feminine principles which manifest on all planes as well. So with those in mind, those are the laws that I'd like to introduce to you today. I'll also put a link to the previous video on the other two laws that I discussed in an earlier video. So wishing you lots of love, light, and keep shining and staying divine. With love, take care. Bye-bye.